And welcome to DeVette Van Wieren Court inside of the DeVos Fieldhouse on the campus of a cold and crisp and snow imminent campus of Hope College for tonight's men's non-conference basketball action featuring our guests, the Cardinals of North Central College, as they take on the Hope College Flying Dutchman. My name is Scott Vanderstoop. I am privileged to serve as the Dean for Social Sciences on campus, but more importantly, I got the call to sub for today as we have some illnesses going around town, and I am pleased to be here with a man who needs no introduction, but he's going to get one anyway. He is the most energetic, positive, energy-giving employee I think we have in the whole campus. He's our head strength and conditioning coach, and in his spare time, he's an assistant football coach. Mr. Dan Margaret's. Coach, it is good to have you. I got to tell you, I've been looking forward to this all day because I get to run with you. We've never done anything together.
That's right. Thank you much, Scott.
Hold on, Coach. We got it. Okay, go ahead.
There we go. Hey, thank you much, Scott. Yeah, this is actually my second game doing broadcast, my first men's game, so pretty excited for the opportunity here to do the men's call and do it along with you. So ready to be back here on the home course. So it's exciting to see the DeVos Fieldhouse starting to fill up with people again.
Well, I know you know the guys because you work with them probably very early in the morning. We'll get to Hope in a minute. North Central comes in with a record of 5-5 in the always tough CCIW, tough in football, tough in basketball, and they're well into their non-conference season because of the size of their conference. Their victories this year have come over the University of Dubuque and Whitman College at a tournament in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Also victories over Whitewater, Carroll University, as well as Elmhurst. They've got 4 games in the league, and four games in the league, 2-2 in the league, and their losses have come to Aurora, Benedictine, North Park, Platteville, and Illinois Wesleyan. We share lots of common opponents, Dan Margaret's, including North Park, Platteville, and Whitewater. A 5-5 record against the Flying Dutch, you might think, well, you know, you got to favor the Dutch. We're at home, but post-finals, everyone's tired. Are they thinking about basketball? And this is a team that has been well tested in North Park. But then you look over at Hope, and boy, Coach Mitchell has not put any easy games on his schedule, has he?
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, we've been on the road the last 4 games. Our last home game was actually right around Thanksgiving time. So these guys have been road warriors here for the past month. But we've come out of this road trip 2-2 on the last 4 games. We lost the last game here by about 11 points to a scrappy Manchester team, so it's going to be good to get back here on the home court and just kind of get after it again and play some good energy. We've had a lot of the young guys step up with Evan Thomas being hurt, so it's good to see guys like TJ McKenzie really step up and take on that big role now that he's got these extra minutes, and guys like Gabe Quillam really stepping up big here in his second year. So excited to see the guys back on the home court again.
North Central is led on offense by senior Matt Helwig, a young man who stayed near to home for his college education. He's from the town of Aurora, just right down Route 59 to get to Naperville. He leads the team with 20.6 points per game. He also hangs 34 minutes, so his strength and conditioning coach has taken good care of him, Coach Margaret's.
For sure. I mean, we got 4 guys here that are kind of splitting the load with Evan being gone, so it's exciting to see what we're going to do today.
On defense, they are led on the boards by junior Brian Johnson from Northbrook, another young man who stayed local right up the I-355 tollway. And they are led by first-year coach Anthony Figueroa. They have had an impressive run, has North Park, but in his first year, of course, he's untested. But Coach Figueroa had a really impressive community college coaching career, including 2 appearances in the Elite 8. And North Park itself, we'll talk about this after the break, Margaret's, but 5 of the last 6 years in the NCAA tournament, and by the way, an NCAA football championship. So this is a sports school, to be sure. Let's turn it over to public address announcer Darren Deistermars for the anthem and our starting lineups.
We ask you to please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, if so desired, please join me in the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DeVos Fieldhouse here on the campus of Hope College for today's non-league contest between the Cardinals of North Central College and your Hope College Flying Dutchman. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Cardinals at 1-4, a 6'4" junior from Aurora, Illinois, number 0, Ethan Helwig. And at 1-4 for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'3" senior from Muskegon, number 3, TJ McKenzie. At 1-4 for the Cardinals, a 6'4" senior from Aurora, Illinois, number 12, Matthew Helwig. And at 1-4 for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'7" junior from Holland, number 5, Tanner Wiggering. Starting at center for the Cardinals, a 6'5" junior from Northbrook, Illinois, number 44, Brian Johnson. And at center for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'9" sophomore from Ada, number 33, Gabe Quillen. At one guard for the Cardinals, a 6'1" sophomore from Danvers, Illinois, number 1, John Blumeyer. And at one guard for the Flying Dutchman, a 5'10" freshman from Lansing, number 1, Marcus Lorman. And at the final guard spot for the Cardinals, a 6'1" senior from Normal, Illinois, number 11, Shea Couples. And at the final guard spot for the Flying Dutchman, a 5'11" senior from Zeeland, number 0, Clayton Dykehouse. North Central is coached by Anthony Figueroa. Hope College is coached by Greg Mitchell. Your officials this evening, Andrew Ott, Doug Diekman, and Brandon Burrell.
Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up.
Did football, baseball. We had Elizabeth Perkins did soccer, basketball, and now TJ's doing 2 sports here too. So, and he's not just a guy who plays 2 sports; he does really well at 2 sports too.
How about Marcus Werman taking advantage of Eli Schoonveld with an injury and Evan Thomas with an injury, stepping up as a freshman? He's not playing like a freshman.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Marcus is averaging 30 minutes a game right now, and especially being a freshman, that's super rare, and he's stepping up and hoping to have a big game tonight too.
Ethan Hellwig jumping against Tanner Wiggerink. Wiggerink wins the first toss, and we are underway. We are glad you joined us. We want to give a special welcome to the folks who are viewing from the North Central crowd. We hope we represent your school and team well. We are glad you joined us, and we're glad your team made the trip up. Indeed, an outstanding school. Dan Margaret's winning, oh, by the way, a national championship in football. How about that?
Yeah, they won that last week against Mount Union. North Central did, so that's a big, hopefully it carries over in the rest of their sports, kind of like we had women's basketball last year, and hoping to carry it over again.
Gabe Quillen with the miss on the hope end, and it's answered on a secondary break by John Blumeyer. North Central up 2-0 early on. Here's Dykstra to Quillen, and they'll reset to Wiggerink. Werman works right side. He's going to crank from 23. Bounces around, no good. And Ethan Hellwig with the rebound, and he'll bring it up himself.
Something that Hope's been big about this year is out-rebounding the opponent. And looking at North Central right now, they got a lot of good height that matches ours. So I think it's going to come down to physical getting the basketball, not just reach up there and grab it. They got to be physical to get those rebounds today.
This is Brian Johnson, a junior from Northbrook. He went to Glenbrook North High School. Here's a three-pointer by Matthew Hellwig, brother of Ethan, and that one doesn't go. Matthew, the one leading the team with 20.6 points per game, and then brother, whoa, there's Clayton Dykehouse as I'm trying to learn the Hellwig brothers. Dykehouse gets my attention with a 3 and brings the crowd, wakes him up. Nice rebound by McKenzie on the miss by North Central, back the other way. Hope leads 3-2 early on. Werman drives from the right side with the left hand, puts it up, doesn't go, but he's fouled on the shot. He will go to the line. That foul's going to go against Blumeyer. That'll be his first of the game. And Mr. Werman will go to the line for a pair. Nice drive from the right with his left hand. A little short for the freshman from East Lansing. And he will get the second to try to put Hope up by a deuce, and they do. We want to say a special shout out to Mr. Jordan George, one of the most faithful alumni we have, who just could not answer the call tonight to do play-by-play. So I told him, hey, call Toledo. I'll make a spot start in the majors, and I'll do my best to fill in for Jordan, who does a terrific job. And but we'll have fun anyway, even though he's gone, Margaret.
No, for sure. It's going to be a good time regardless.
Here's Matthew Hellwig, tries to kick it back out. Deflected by Wiggerink, but Couples at the top of the circle. 7 on the shot clock. Deep left corner, three-pointer, and it's good by Brian Johnson. And that puts the Cardinals up by a single digit.
Yeah, that was a long possession for North Central there, right there, too. A lot of tip balls, and they just kept being scrappy and made the 3 in the corner.
TJ McKenzie, a man who made his business, made his living with defense in his early years, but he's really cranked it up on offense, hasn't he, Dan?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last year he was a scrappy defensive guy, and this year he's really stepped up on the points.
There's a three-pointer by Matthew Hellwig, which is going to prompt both a timeout and a stare from Coach Mitchell, and that's going to be a 30-second timeout. I know you don't coach basketball, but I got to believe it's something like, hey, guys, there is such a thing as defense, and maybe we want to start playing it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's ironic. We were just talking about TJ's defense last year, and then right there he had a lapse on the defensive end, and Coach Mitchell gave him the eye. He didn't just get like one eye, he got the 2-eye stare on that one.
You ever give a player the eye?
There's a few times in the weight room I'll give some guys the eye, especially if they think they're they're doing enough weight, and I know they're not. I just gotta look at them, and they know what I'm looking at.
Did you work out today? Was it a rest day for you?
I worked out twice today.
Oh,
I was on my Peloton at 7 a.m., and then I was doing a little bit of cardio walking this afternoon.
I worked out too, but the problem is if I show you my workout, you're gonna put me in a headlock, and you say, no, we need more, Scoop, we need more weight-bearing exercise. And you're right, I need to, but I just need to keep that. I just want to keep the cardio up, and I become addicted. So I don't know if I can afford your consult, but you probably want to maybe at halftime when you talk about my workout regimen. I think I need a little more weight-bearing. Back to action. We're glad you joined us. Werman, top of the circle, goes left side to TJ McKenzie. Back to Werman between the rings. He is checked by Blumeyer. Keeps his dribble alive. He'll go right side to Dykehouse. Off of the screen by Quillen. 28-footer. Rims off. 0 for 2 for Hope. 1 for 3 for Hope as Dykehouse got one. This is Blumeyer, worked by Werman. He goes back outside to Johnson, trying to leave it for Ethan Hellwig. He does. 23-footer, and he's fouled, and it goes. Tough play as Tanner Wigerink had actually a pretty good defensive check on it, but just leaned a little too far forward. And credit to Ethan Hellwig, who maximized the contact, and it went down. It was a foul indeed, and probably one that Wigerink would light back. 11-4 with a chance for a 4-point play. You know, Dan, you think about the teams you play, and it doesn't so much matter that it's 5-5 with North Central. I mean, they play good teams. I know we have too, but it has to be a battle every night in the CCIW, as it is in football on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the CCIW and the Wisconsin League, I mean, those are consistently tough leagues.
Tanner Wigerink answers and atones for his foul that I'm sure he wants back, and that cuts the lead to 5. First three-pointer, and Wigerink's on the board. Second for Hope this game so far. This is Shea Couples. He's a senior from Normal, Illinois. Went to West High School. Couples cranks a 3 from 26 feet away, and he answers Wigerink, and it's 15-7.
Yeah, North Central looks like they're content shooting from outside the arc, not really driving in today, so we'll see if that continues.
Dykehouse misses, and it's rebounded. Back the other way come the Cardinals. Driving right is Couples. Nice backdoor play, but just out of the reach of Blumeyer, and turnover will give the ball back to Hope. What do you do for weights? You just kind of send their guys with a program home, or do you give them a little bit of recovery time during Christmas? What do you do?
Yeah, so right now with our guys, they're playing tonight, and then they won't be back until later on next week. So it's kind of like we have like a 1 week, kind of like a recovery type time where there's hoping to get some movement in over break, which is basic body weight type movements, because then we come back and we'll get back in the weight room when they get back next week. But otherwise, stress is stress on the body, whether it's finals, traveling, basketball, weight room. Stress is stress, and you can't overload them too much at certain points of the year.
This is Dykehouse coming off a screen from Quillenby. Chooses to go the other way and works his way around Blumeyer. And Clayton Dykehouse with a little up and under, and it's 15-9.
Yeah, that was good. Fast, quick, aggressive drive to the basket from Clayton right there.
Offensive rebound by Johnson. North Central retains control. North Park we played early in the year. My advance apologies if I say that. It probably won't be the first time I say it tonight. And here's Tanner Wigerink on a nice little leave from TJ. He gets the assist, and it's 15-11. Hope trying to cut that lead. Nothing inside, so they kick it back out to Ethan Hellwig. This goes now to brother Matt. Stolen by TJ back the other way. They got 2-on-2 with Wigerink, but North Central catches up. So TJ fires from 24. And we got a 14-15 game, and that's going to prompt North Central to call a 30-second timeout. As Hope started out a little flat, but they have responded with a couple of nice threes.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, TJ kind of that lapse on defense. Coach Mitchell gave him the eye. They called the timeout and kind of straightened it out, and TJ stepped up big on the defensive end, turned into points on the offensive end.
You know, they had a 2-on-2, but then North Central hustled back. I think a year ago, TJ would have taken that shot, but I think it would have been less likely to go in. He's just shooting much better.
Yeah, for sure. TJ's really stepped up this year. I mean, he's shooting from 3. He's shooting over 44% from 3 this year. And, I mean, he's been shooting a lot of threes, but 44% of them going in, I'll take that.
We're going to get an appearance from Carson Sanders, a freshman from Clark Lake, Michigan. He went to Hanover Horton High School. I wasn't sure if he made it in time for the, I think they're going to talk about it too. I don't think he made it in time for the first horn. Margaret, I might as well tell you I'm a retired college basketball official, so if I ever go like all rules on you, I just want to apologize in advance.
That's good to know.
So I'm pretty sure that either... I think we might have an error in the book, and that would be an administrative technical foul. Either that, or I thought the other issue might have been that the Hope subs didn't make it there before the first timeout horn. And it looks like there's no 42 in the book, and there's no 42 on my roster. So Hope might get a chance for a free throw, and we'll see how we go. So we'll shoot one foul shot, and then North Central will have the ball over one more time, or have the ball again. So we'll see once who Coach Mitchell elects to shoot it. Looks like it's going to be Clayton with a chance to tie the game.
Yeah, Clayton's a good guy to shoot this shot. He's shooting 90% from free throw right now, so it should be hopefully tied up here.
Yeah, one shot. Administrative technical. So, Margaret's, now we have to put our research team on this, because here's the deal, dude. We got to find out who 42 is, because not only is he not in the book, he's not on the roster that we were given.
I believe I heard his first name is Mitch.
All right,
but
we're going to call him Mitch, and then I'm going to put you in charge of research on that, all right?
Sounds good to me.
This is Shea Couples, Matthew Hellwig now. And turnover taken by Dykehouse. However, it's grabbed back by the Cardinals, and now they're going to discuss whether or not it is a reset of the shot clock. Let me check with Cal Forker who it is.
Hey Cal, who's 42? Lewis. Mitch Lewis.
All right, just so you know, Margaret, I'm not going to do everything for you, but I got this. 42 is Mitch Lewis.
Collaborative effort.
And I want an extra footnote in the evening's broadcast, because we just helped out my good friend Mike Coleman, who's on the radio broadcast. Talk about a hardworking guy who loves Hope just like you. Mike Coleman travels near and far with both your team in football as well as men's basketball. You probably didn't even know that, because you're not in the booth, are you? You're on the field during games.
Occasionally I'll click on the live stream after the game just to see some plays or someone on the bus, and I'll hear him a little bit on those.
He doesn't travel with your team, though.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, he travels on his own, not on the bus.
This is Brian Johnson going to Mitch Lewis, and he's working up, and he gets his move and spins around. Who did he spin around? Devin Chaney.
Yeah, Devin Chaney. Devin works really hard for me in the weight room. He's a good, strong kid. He's kind of got out-muscled there by our new guy, Mitch.
And good footwork by Mr. Lewis.
For sure.
Here is Carson Sanders with his first shot of the night. Rims off. Take a quick look at our team statistics. North Central shooting well at 57%. Hope, in the land of the mortals, shooting 43%. We've got a foul on North Central that's going to go against Mitch Lewis, who is now he's in the book, and he's in the book with fouls. So that is his first personal. Second team foul on the Cardinals. Back the other way come the Dutchmen. They trail by a deuce. TJ comes off a screen on the left side and then gives it back to Dykehouse. Gets his opponent up in the air, who's Nick Schmolt, who's new into the game, but couldn't get anything off. So now it's off the Chaney screen. Kick back, step back by Dykehouse. Can't quite get it to go. That's a shot that would normally go in for him on a fairly regular basis. Back the other way come the Cardinals. What skill by TJ to go after the steal but not get called for a foul. But Devin Chaney does get called for a foul, and that's going to send the Cardinals to the line. That will be his first, and that is the third team foul. And that will send Mr. Matthew Hellwig, the leading scorer for the Cardinals, to the line for a pair.
Yeah, this was a pretty clean game for the first few minutes, and now these last couple minutes, there's been a lot of whistles, a lot of fouls here. So
first one is good. We got a couple of subs coming in. Marcus Werman will take the place of Clayton Dykehouse. And number 10, Terrence Moncrief, making his first appearance in for the Cardinals. He's a sophomore from Joliet. You guys recruit in Chicago, I would imagine, huh?
Yeah, I know when Coach Ricketts was here, he was big on the Chicago Trail, and now I believe it's Coach Hawken goes out there a lot now. So, yeah, Kenya Houston was a big Chicago guy for us the past few years.
Oh, he's great. There's a guy who is never not smiling on campus. He every time I see him walking down the hallway, he's often in my building. It brightens my day. He was a good guy to have in our program. Marcus Werman dribbles right side, and he's having a bit of trouble. And somehow, even though there are 3 Cardinals around it, we're going to retain possession with 11 on the shot clock.
Yeah, that was a messy first 20 seconds right there. So hopefully we can clean it up here and get a good shot off in these 10 seconds.
Werman will inbound. All 4 Hope players line up along the baseline about 6 feet off. Here's Carson Sanders working left. Gets free. Nice spin around, and he puts it down.
Yeah, that's a great little move.
Ethan Hellwig. Nice little move. Good footwork. This is Mitch Lewis on the alley-oop. Wasn't very high, but he got it, and he was able to gather and put it back up. It wasn't exactly how they drew it up, but it gave North Central the bucket and a 4-point lead coming up on the 12-minute mark. Werman goes right side to Sanders, back to Werman, who fires from 25, and that's what we needed to bring the crowd to the feet and close the gap to a digit.
That's a big shot right there.
Now he's going to check number 4, Schmolt, who gives it up to Lewis. For a guy who wasn't in the book, he's getting some good minutes here. Number 12, driving left side, is Matthew Hellwig, and the scoring leader for the Cardinals is on the board with 7 early points. We know why he scores 20. Into the game is Justice Mims, who snuck in. Didn't see him come in at that last sub, so he's in. Justice getting good minutes, particularly in response to the injuries that we've had. He's working hard, doing a good job early on. Playing not like a freshman.
Justice is a good guy. If people talk about me having energy, Justice has some crazy amount of energy all the time. When I get these guys in the room at 7 a.m., he's always just juiced up, friendly, positive, ready to go.
He had, I was here about 5 o'clock today because I wanted to get a workout in, and he was here early, and I've never met him, but he had a big smile. I told him to have fun tonight, and he was just so excited. He obviously loves Hope and loves the game of basketball. It's a good band to be in the program. Here's number 12, Hellwig, who nails a 3-pointer. And don't look now, but Matthew Hellwig has 10 points, and we're not even 10 minutes done. Could be CCIW Player of the Year material with numbers like that. TJ drives left side, and he puts it up over Nick Schmolt. How did he do that?
That was a great move. Aggressive, strong to the hoop, and put it in.
Answered quickly by Terrence Moncrief, who puts it up over, I believe, Mims, and back the other way. Now North Central holding its lead at 3.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth basketball right here, Scott. So, I mean, we're on pace. Each team put up over 100 points, so we'll see if this pace can keep up.
Mr. Mims rocks it from 25. It's long, and we will go back the other way. With the Cardinals in the hands of Matthew Hellwig. I don't know if he's even sat out yet. We'll have to check that, but he certainly gets the ball a lot. This is Nick Schmolt. Checked by Werman. Moncrief, checked by Mims. Mitch Lewis, checked by Cheney. Drives right side, great move. But Cheney answered. He got a half step on him, but good athletic play as Cheney was able to knock the ball out.
Yeah, driving in there, he had a couple hands getting slapped around on the ball, and then Devin finally just finished it off. And it'll be interesting here. 2 seconds on the shot clock for North Central, so we'll see if they can draw someone up quick to get a quick shot off.
Good catch, Margaret. 3-pointer deep side, no good. Ball ricochets off, and grabbing the rebound is Sanders. I think, oh no, Nosek is in the game. Is that Nosek?
Yeah, that's Robert.
You know, you think it's hard to do it and you call it in basketball. Try it football. Like Elijah Smith and Kenya, 25 and 26. They both got their jerseys all they play the same position. I have mixed those up a time or two, and a 6 and a 3, they look a lot alike. So it's and you're, by the way, a lot farther away. Here's a 3-pointer by Brian Johnson, no good. Big rebound by Hope, and it's gonna, well, actually loose ball will go back the other way. Well, you'll never call a football game until you retire, I don't imagine.
Yeah, nope, not in the plans anytime soon. Yeah, it's good to see Robert here in the game for us here at Hope. He's not a guy who plays a lot of minutes, so see him get in now, it's always good to see, especially in the first half.
Dykhouse back in for Hope. New player into the game for North Central, number 32, Julian Triffo. He's a freshman from Park Ridge, Illinois. Back the other way, Hope trails by 3. Great basketball here for a non-league game, kind of right after the Christmas break. Decent crowd, mostly community folks, as our students are either sleeping from finals, preparing for the snow, or we hope joining us on the live stream. Tanner Wiggering, 15-footer from the right side, smooth as the other side of the pillow. Tanner Wiggering has 7. John Blumeyer drives all the way in, swatted away by Wiggering, but boy, give Blumeyer credit. He went in fierce without any fear, and he went up against 3 guys, but Wiggering was able to block it. 17 on the shot clock.
Yeah, he had no fear, just driving into the Dutch dungeon right there, and
I like that, Dutch dungeon.
Boom.
We might need to copyright that one. Let's get ready to rumble. Ethan Hellwig over to Blumeyer. Driving on Wiggerink is Johnson. And Wiggerink wins the battle. Great verticality, and the shot clock's going to run out. Tanner Wiggerink with a terrific chest-to-chest defense on the bigger Brian Johnson. That is strength and conditioning right there.
Yeah, that was good strength out of Tanner. It's one of those things too where he's so aggressive and gets the block, but then North Central got the rebound. But I don't think North Central realized it didn't hit the rim, so shot clock never reset, and then they never got one back up.
Shea Couples back in from North Central. This is Quillen to Dykhouse. Werman, Dykhouse. Quillen, left low block. Working, good footwork as he puts it up, but he can't get it to go. But that was pretty movement. But Hope gets it back on the offensive rebound, fresh 20 seconds after a rebound. Wiggerink right side.
A lot of good movement on this possession for Hope.
That is a 3-pointer fired up short by Werman, and Hope gets a break as North Central had a little bit of Vaseline on the ball, and Hope with 5 on the shot clock will have a chance to take the lead. 7:28 to go. I see that we've lost our feed here, Daniel. Mr. Steve Secor, if you are listening and would like to come out at halftime and give us our view. And there's another shot clock violation. We want to thank a crew of 2. You know, normally, Margaret, we've got 3 cameras. But we have this thing called Christmas break, and it turns out students don't want to stay on campus just to work the camera. So we've got Mr. Phil Blau with our single camera, and then we have sitting safely ensconced in the deep recesses of DeVos Fieldhouse in his director's seat, the gold-plated director's seat, our executive producer extraordinaire, Mr. Steve Secor, who is the master of the board, the gadget man, who's going to come out and fix it. Although because we don't have replay today, I suppose it's less important for us to have it, but it is always nice to have it. So we'll see Mr. Secor at halftime. Shea Couples has the ball knocked away, but I think that Clayton Dykhouse is going to get called for a foul. He is indeed. That will be his first. Clayton a little frustrated. He thought he made a pretty good play on it. Substitutions for North Central. Who's it going to be? Matthew Hellwig and Mitch Lewis back in. TJ comes in for Hope. And someone else snuck in.
Harris Hawkins, number 32.
Thank you, Harris Hawkins.
Senior. Hasn't played a lot. Had an ACL injury last year, and I believe he scored his first points in about 2 years last week. So
that's great.
It's good to see him getting in early today.
You absolutely need people like that in your program, don't you?
For sure. Good program guy.
Tanner Wiggering gets the takeaway, and then he draws the foul on Mitch Lewis. And I think if I can take the empathy of perspective taking here for a moment, there was a marginal foul that wasn't called on Hope, and then back the other way there was a marginal foul on North Central that was called. That turned into a three-point play, and credit Coach Figueroa, who's having a polite conversation, but that's one of them when you have a touch foul on one end that's not called and a touch foul on the other end that is. It tends to get the attention of coaches. Might even get the attention of Coach Sturzma once in a while. Right side is John Blumeyer, Shea Couples to Hellwig, Matthew, and nice three-pointer, but great defense by TJ, as he always does. No good, rebounded by Dykehouse back the other way. He's right side, looking low post to Quillem, who's checked well by Brian Johnson. Three-pointer, no good. Back the other way come the Cardinals. Hope leads for the first time in a long time. We'll have to check the running score, Margaret. I'm not sure Hope has led it all up until this point.
I believe this might be our first lead as well.
Under 6 minutes to go, TJ just all up in the business of Matthew Hellwig. He's forced to give it up. Great defense by McKenzie. This is Ethan Hellwig now, and he travels as, once again, Tanner Wiggerink has put some things together for this team that will not go in the book, including a couple of big one-on-one defensive stops.
Yeah, Tanner has really stepped up big, especially in the past 5 minutes, just with defense, the blocks, the steals, just being solid presence down low, and then in that three-point play just a little bit ago.
Here's a turnover on the other side by Matthew Hellwig, and he puts it up and in. Heads-up play. What do we call that in football? Jump in the pass? Or
yeah, that's a pick six right there.
It is.
Coach Mitchell was a little upset. He thought he carried the ball, but he just had a real high dribble on that one.
Here's a hold in the post on Ethan Hellwig as he got just a little too much of Gabe Quillen. That is going to be his first personal, and neither team in the bonus. Been a really well-played game, well officiated, and great flow to the game. It's the kind of game that you absolutely love to watch. Dykehouse deep in the right corner looking for Quillen. He's doubled, and we're going to have a foul before. I think that the secondary defender coming from the weak side is going to get whistled for it, and it's going to be Ethan Hellwig, and that will be his second, 15, and that will give Hope the ball for a baseline throw-in. Into the game for North Central, Jeff Hemmelgram making his first appearance, a sophomore from Munster, Indiana. An Illinois roster, Margaret, except for Mr. Hemmelgram, who comes from Munster, which I think is right across the border, if I'm not mistaken. So this is clearly a team that has decided to build the program around local talent.
Wow,
they've done a good job.
This is very Illinois heavy, that is for sure.
We're tied at 30. Hope will, again, trigger the inbound. It's going to go out top to Quillen. This is Wiggerink, who's guarded by Johnson. Clayton fires long, and it's going to come back to Mr. Matthew Hellwig, whose name we've called a lot so far today. They reverse it to the left side. This is Shea Couples working on a screen right side from Brian Johnson, keeping his dribble alive. Brady Swinehart into the game. Nice up and under by Jeff Hemmelgram. Credit, I think it was Hellwig, who kept his dribble alive and found a cute little bounce pass there. Heads up play by Hellwig. Jeff Hemmelgram and Gabe Quillen are engaged in some sort of a pre-wrestling match down there. I want you to watch that matchup next time because they are all over each other.
Yeah, and it's two big guys just going at it down low.
Nice drop and under by Matthew Hellwig, and North Central wanted a foul, and they have now scored 4 in a row, and they lead by 4, and Coach Mitchell is going to take his second 30-second timeout. We have not had a chance for Mr. Secor to give us any kind of love from some of the people who make this possible, so we're going to take a 30-second break, Steve, and bring us back with 30. This is Hope Basketball.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. in order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformation.
Welcome back. I want to say a special hello to Ann Baker, the beloved of assistant coach Tom Davilar, who's watching tonight, usually at the game, but we are grateful that you have joined us, AB. A classmate of mine from, I'm not going to tell you the year, Marcus, but it's before you graduated from college. And a dear friend for several decades. TJ dribbles under the basket, finds a nice shot, can't get it to go. It's rebounded by Matthew Hellwig. And TJ just got a little too handsy on that one, and he will get whistled for his first personal foul. And not actually a bad foul there, because he got a couple to give as we're winding down here. No, not in the bonus yet. You don't want to. You want to find that balance. Probably in football the same way, where you want to be aggressive, but you don't want to send them. You don't want to give away points. You don't want to give away opportunities or give up easy first downs, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like that's kind of with every sport. You just want to be as aggressive as you can to the limit to see what the refs are actually going to be able to put up with, and we're kind of finding that limit, I feel like, here in the past couple minutes.
That's going to go against Brady Swinehart. That's a shooting foul, so that's going to send North Central to the line. That's his first personal. The next one will put North Central at the line for the bonus, and Shea Couples will go to the line. Couples got 3 on the night, make it 4. North Central extends its lead. What happened, Dan? We were up by 4, and we kind of had the momentum, and then all of a sudden we look up and we're down by 5.
Yeah, we kind of cooled off, I feel like, shooting the ball. Clayton missed a couple threes, and then we just missing and not getting the rebound, and kind of trickled into one thing, and then exploded to about a 6-point lead from North Central.
Good timeout by Coach Mitchell at the 4-point mark. Now it's up to 6, the biggest lead for North Central of the night. Dykehouse, top to Quillen, trying to get it to McKenzie, but he is hawked by Matthew Hellwig. Werman with a little teardrop in the middle. That is as smooth as the other side of the pillow for Marcus Werman. And Hellwig fires it up. Big defensive play by McKenzie. Hellwig hits the deck. No call. Good defense by TJ, I thought. Left side, and he answers with a 3-pointer. TJ McKenzie bringing the crowd to his feet. And all of a sudden, we've gone from a 6-point to a 1-point game in a matter of 30 seconds.
Yeah, it shows just how quick things can flip in a basketball game. I mean, 6 points might seem like a lot, but then when you really just settle in, that's 2 baskets, and Hope's right back in this thing.
Nice back door, and that foul is going to go against, I believe, Wiggerink. We'll see. It's going to... Nope, it's going to go against Dykehouse, excuse me, and that's going to send Blumeyer, I believe. Nice little back door. I think it was Brian Johnson who was being hawked on the left side, and credit to Blumeyer, who saw the opening and was able to slip back door, and he'll go to the line for a pair. 17 foul for Hope. Clayton Dykehouse having a conversation with referee Doug Diekman. I don't think there was much doubt about the foul. This is number 4, Ethan Crabtree, making his appearance for the first time. Played in several of the home games where I have been in attendance, making his first appearance with 2:29 to go in the first half. Crabtree hit, or excuse me, Blumeyer hits his first, and he gets them both. And North Central, who has led most of the half, is up by 3. Crabtree gets it into Quillen, but a nice defensive play by Hamilgram. That doesn't happen to Gabe Quillen very often.
No, Gabe's really been double-teamed a lot right now by North Central. Gabe was a big scorer for us at the beginning of the year, and I feel like teams kind of figured that out a little bit and kind of clamped down on him.
They logged on to Huddle, and they figured out, we better guard this guy.
Like, this guy's pretty big. He can score. We better be watching him.
Matthew Hellwig, as the shot clock winds down, way outside, dribbles left now. Quillen picks him up, and he turns the ball over. Good defense by Quillen. Here's Crabtree dribbling left, and he puts it up, and offensive foul 2 whistles, and there was a little bit of hesitation. I'm not sure that the center official would have had it. Nonetheless, it is an offensive foul, and it will go back the other way, and that will be the first foul on Mr. Crabtree. North Central holds on to their 3-point lead with 1:47 to go, and they have the ball with a chance to extend that lead. Blumeyer now taking over floor general responsibilities. It ends up in the hands of Ericus Gurskus. We haven't called his name yet today. He's a freshman from Naperville. Went to Nequa Valley, just stayed right there in his own town to go to school. And Matthew Hellwig hits another bucket, and it is a 5-point lead as the first half. Boy, you hate to go in. You hate to have the biggest lead of the half be the lead that you go into halftime with. You know, it's like giving up a late score in football. But that might be what happens as Hope turns it over, and with 1:10 to go, boy, we need to stop here, Margaret.
Yeah, we need to stop big. I mean, we don't want North Central to go up by 7, maybe potentially 8. We really want to stop this possession right here, go down, maybe get a basket, maybe get a couple baskets, and go and have hopefully tied up. But defense is going to be what takes that.
Crabtree tried to jump the pass. He couldn't do it. Shea Couples pivoted, and he put it up, and North Central leads by a touchdown. Crabtree working left side. We're under a minute to go, and the crowd has been hushed. Here we go, Margaret. That's that matchup right there. It's Crabtree and Hemmelgram. Oh, excuse me, it's Quillen and Hemmelgram. 2 heavyweights under there. 3-pointer, and that's going to count, but they're going to get a foul on Quillen. The ball's going to count, but I think that's going to send Hemmelgram to the line on the other end.
Yeah, you don't see that too often where offensive foul, but then the basket counts. But, yeah, Gabe gave him a little shove in the back under the hoop, and I even saw that one, so that's a good call.
And I think that's going to send Hemmelgram. That's exactly how we called it, Margaret. I got to tell you, Hemmelgram is a large man, and I know Quillen is strong, and I know you've trained him well, but I can't believe he threw him 4 feet.
Yeah.
It might have been Mr. Hemmelgram taking advantage of the opportunity, and credit to him for doing it.
Could be a little bit of acting on that one.
Oh, but here's the interesting thing. I thought it was Hemmelgram, but I must have, and we don't have a replay tonight, so we can't, but it's Matthew Hellwig, and I don't think that's the guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of bodies down there on the floor.
I don't know who hit the deck, but I thought it was Hemmelgram. I'm going to bet that Matthew Hellwig is a better free throw shooter than Matt Hemmelgram. And that was either a miss by me, credit to the officials, or a very sly move by Mr. Hellwig.
It's kind of like when somebody has a foul and the other guy's raises his hand. No, it's me, when he has no fouls because he wants to take one for his buddy instead of the other guy getting 4.
But again, it's 2 points, and it was clearly a foul as somebody hit the deck, and Hope is going to hold it for what's probably close to the last possession. There's a 6-second shot clock differential. Orman will dribble over to the right side now. He's guarded by Blumeyer, but not too closely. There's going to be a ball screen by Cheney. Now they end up on the right side.
Got to get one off.
Sanders, nope. And they didn't get it. Now Hellwig's got time coming back the other way. Checked by TJ, and there's going to be no call and no chance. And I think Mr. McKenzie might have gotten away with one there, but we're happy to have that because that is going to limit the lead to only 6. But boy, Dan Margaret's, that was a good half by North Central as they gave a very good Hope College team all they could handle, and they outplayed us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, North Central came in shooting well right out of the gates, and I mean, 5-6 hour bus ride, and they're ready to go.
So taking a quick look here as we head out, North Central is going to go led by none other than Matthew Hellwig. And he's got 18, and he's basically been the show, as the next one is Shea Couples with 7. Over on the Hope side, we got 2 players, a lot more balance. It's McKenzie with 11, Wiggerink with 10, and Werman with 9. That's going to give us a chance to let Mr. Steve Secor bring us some words from the folks who make this possible. And we want to thank our friends at Lawrence and Vanderswart, and we'll give you some information about Hope College. We are glad you have joined us. Dan and I are going to take a little break, and we will let the technicians take over. We'll be back with another half of basketball. You're watching Hope Men's Basketball.
My name is Evan Thomas. I'm a rising senior at Hope College. I'm a biology major and a chemistry minor on the pre-med track, and I play basketball here. Hope's really defined my goals and defined the path I want to set for myself. Coach Mitchell has been a big catalyst in my growth here at Hope, as well as many professors, specifically my lab professor, Dr. Calvo. I hope to use what I've learned here at Hope to continue my research in medical school. Through medicine, I hope I can erase healthcare disparities.
I'm Ryan Vanderswart. As an invested community partner, LBZ is proud to help share Hope College's stories of transformational impact.
Loved school. I've always loved school, and I was very driven in high school too, but for some reason I just never actually thought I could do it because I couldn't see it. It didn't feel tangible. And when I was able to get a scholarship, I was like, I'm actually going to college. I can do this. People believe in me. I understood that my education could completely change my life, that it opens so many doors. And I think that some students just go to college as the next stepping stone in their life. They don't really think about what does this really mean and how can this change my life. And I understood that because neither of my parents had that opportunity to get a degree.
I graduated from Hope College in 2019 with a biochemistry and molecular biology degree with a Spanish minor. One big part of my personal calling into medicine is to, one, show other students that look like me, so students of color, women, that you can do this too. And that if there is an obstacle, let's talk about it and let's surpass that obstacle, because you can surpass that obstacle. I feel like my family and I have done a lot for me to get here, but I know it is doable with support. One big moment that happened recently that's super exciting and a part of your entrance into medical school is the white coat ceremony. It was monumental to me and my family. It was a symbol of how hard work does pay off. For me, as a first-generation college student, receiving my scholarship opened up that door for education that I didn't believe in high school I even deserved. Now being an adult and going through college and now being in med school, I can see that investment of that scholarship in my life truly allowed me to not only pursue this, but also gain confidence in myself that I do deserve to be present in a higher education realm, even though not many people look like me when I walk in the door. I've been able to help my younger sibling and then also extended family apply to college and apply to scholarships now that I've gone through it. So I do think being that first person to go through it is really scary, but once you are able to gain those experiences, you can help others and uplift those around you. If I were to talk to the donor who helped make my scholarship possible, I would say thank you. Your support makes education accessible, and that accessibility not only changes lives of individuals, but transforms their community.
My name is Evan Thomas. I'm a rising senior at Hope College. I'm a biology major and a chemistry minor on the pre-med track, and I play basketball here. Hope's really defined my goals and defined the path I want to set for myself. Coach Mitchell has been a big catalyst in my growth here at Hope, as well as many professors, specifically my lab professor, Dr. Calvo. I hope to use what I've learned here at Hope to continue my research in medical school. Through medicine, I hope I can erase healthcare disparities.
I'm Ryan Vanderswart. As an invested community partner, LBZ is proud to help share Hope College's stories of transformational impact.
might. While everyone's asleep, we're working sweat and blood. We're coming out in force, we're making history. Raising up our flags and yeah, we bear our teeth. 3, 2, 1 on the clock. Break out the game with a rock in your wall. Talking the talk, put up or shut up. I'm here to break records and leave all you fools in the dust. I ain't got time here to waste. You wanna fight, like some game on your face. Swing at the punch, it's to the front. Chase up the boots with a kick and a grunt. Flash, yeah, we're coming at you fast. Are you feeling the hot flash? Gonna get hit with the aftermath. Gonna get hit with a hit flash. Yeah, we're coming at you fast. Are you feeling the hot flash? Gonna get hit with the aftermath. Gonna get hit with a whiplash. Am I giving you a hot flash? Are you feeling the power? Are you feeling the power? Whiplash. Am I giving you a hot flash? Are you feeling my power? Come on, feel my power. We stomp our feet and we make it loud. I'm bearing down. I clench my fist, the beasts go eye to eye, and then I see the other side. And yeah, guess what? It's our time right now. Break the door, taking everyone, everything. It's my trophy, my battle, my ring, and the head jiggling it. Well, I'm just getting it. Dig deep when we go for glory. And one hand straight, this is how your story ends. Swords up and we fight like we never have. Break down the walls, we see burn on the enemy. Whiplash. Come on with the whiplash. Get ready to get whiplash. We're gonna hit you with the aftermath. We're gonna hit you with the whiplash. Gonna get whiplash. Get ready for the whiplash. Gonna hit you with the
We hope you enjoyed the information we provided you at halftime. And we suspect, as much as you may have enjoyed that, you are going to enjoy the second half of basketball as the North Central Cardinals hung a six-pack on the Hope College Flying Dutch, and they lead 44-38. Dan Margaret's a really well-played game, a good game, a fun game to watch. But at least as of now, North Central getting the better of us by a half a step.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the stats from the first half. I mean, North Central shot exactly 50%. We shot 45.2. So nobody's shooting unbelievably bad. Nobody's shooting unbelievably good. But I mean, 50% and hanging in there about 45%. That's going to make it the 6-point type of game. I mean, you're looking at the time with the lead North Central. They had the lead over us for 16 minutes. So we only had the lead for about 1:50. So hopefully we can flip that in the second half and Hope can kind of come out of this thing on the top.
TJ McKenzie leads the Dutch with 11 points. Something we wouldn't have said a year ago. We would have said maybe he led in rebounds or steals, but he's really sort of rounded out his game. He is now an all-purpose player, isn't he?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, TJ with those 11 points, he's got a couple of rebounds as well. And then you look down the stat line, and Tanner Wiggering's got 10 points too, so he really had a good first half. I mean, those 10 points probably came in the final 6 minutes of the half too, so that's big out of Tanner.
On the North Central side, it was Mr. Matthew Hellwig who hung an 18 on us, and boy, You know what? There's a school of thought says, well, let the Star get their points, but the Star is carrying them. I mean, if he puts 40 on us all of a sudden, I just think we got to figure out some kind of scheme to try to slow him down a little bit.
Yeah, right now Matt Hellwig is the guy for North Central. We really hope just gotta slow him down, and I feel like that's something Coach Mitchell probably hit on at halftime, was stopping him from scoring so much, force him to kick the ball out and make somebody else beat us.
We want to give a special hello to two very dear friends of Hope College sports, particularly now Hope College men's basketball. They've been fans for a long time. Jerry and Martha Snyder, who are normally here, but a little under the weather. They are local, and they are faithful viewers when they are on the road or in cases like today, not feeling well, and they are the beloved grandparents of Tanner Wiggering. Jerry and Martha, we hope you are feeling better soon. Just checked in with with daughter Stacy, mom Stacy, and she is enjoying the first half as Tanner had a nice half. First shot for Hope is no good. That's Marcus Werman, first shot of the second half, I should say. So both teams had one possession and came up with an egg. North Central will come back the other way. Their starters are back in the game. Shea Couples bounds a three-pointer long wide, and that's going to be an offensive rebounding foul on North Central. And it is going to go against Matthew Hellwig. That is only his first, and boy, we'd love to say that he had his fourth foul, but indeed it's not. I think we're going to see a lot of Matthew Hellwig for the rest of this game. I don't know how to coach, and I know I'd keep him in there.
Oh, for sure.
Nice drop step by Quillen, but he can't quite get it to go. Pretty footwork and just bounced off. Back the other way, North Central.
Gabe's been held scoreless today so far. He's had about 2 or 3 of those same type of shots where it's right there at the hoop, spins around a little bit, and just trickles out. So hopefully he can get those go the other way next time.
Nice defensive play by Werman as he strips Couples, and he's coming back the other way, 3-on-2. Dykehouse has it slapped away, so they will reset. Good hustle back by North Central. TJ's going to let it fly from 25. Just in and out, and he can't get it to go. Nice touch, but he did not get the members bounce on that one. Hellwig kicks it. Good ball movement. This is Shea Couples, no good. Rebound by Johnson, and I think we're going to have a backcourt violation here. And that will go over to Hope as North Central couldn't quite take care of the basketball after the offensive rebound. And Hope College with 20 seconds and a baseline throw in.
Yeah, 2 minutes into this half, and it's a little bit sloppy right now. So both coaches a little bit fired up, and North Central's coaches getting on his guys pretty hard right now.
A little frustrated with just kind of an unforced error, letting the ball slip into the backcourt. Wiggering, top of the circle. He goes right side to Dykehouse. Dykehouse being checked by Blumeyer. Low post Quillen. Working on Hellwig, Ethan Hellwig, and now Gabe Quillen is on the board for his first, and boy, that feels good.
Yeah, that's a big one for Gabe right there. Good confidence builder here in the second half.
First points of the second half by either team, and the Cardinal lead is cut to 4. And right now it's Ethan Hellwig who's going to jack a three-pointer, doesn't get it. Nice box out by Quillen. Back the other way comes Hope. Quillen's going to fire from 3. He can't get it to go. But we usually shoot better, don't we? I'm going to take a look here at the team stats because it'd be nice to have a couple of those go in for us. 7 for 19. We certainly have gotten our money's worth. Neither team shooting exceptionally well. 7 for 20 now after that last miss. TJ's going to make it 21 attempts, and it still can't go, and Dykehouse is going to get called for a rebounding foul. He thought he made an athletic play and got up over Shea Couples, but he did not. So that will be the first, that's his third. Second, what do we got? First foul of the half, but third on Dykehouse. So that's going to prompt Robert Nosek to come in. Interesting shift, so Marcus Werman will take over much of the ball handling responsibilities, along with TJ, I suspect, with this lineup.
Yeah, this lineup is a lot of our bigger, solid type of guys. And then Marcus is our speedy point guard in this lineup right now. So a lot more size on the court for Hope.
High post is Brian Johnson. He gives it to Matthew Hellwig. I think he goes by Matt based on what was in the stat sheet, but I'm looking at the roster sheet, so I hope he's comfortable with both. Right side is Matt Hellwig. being checked by Nosek. Jab step. Nice pivot and nice play, as that was good defense by Robert Nosek, and Hellwig got it to fall, and he's got 20.
Yeah, that was a great move by both guys. Robert played tough, and Matt, that was a dude. He just made it happen.
Quillen getting manhandled in the post. They kick right side to Wiggerink. He can't get it to go. 7 for 22. Hope College not lighting it up from 3, and that's been a key part of their offensive weaponry, and it's not happening. Nice rebound by Wiggerink as he fights off Johnson. Back the other way comes Hope. They trail by 6. McKenzie kicks it to Nosek. 23-footer right side, no good. Nice hustle by Wiggerink to keep the ball alive, and it's chased down by Nosek. Coach Mitchell is going to call a timeout. They played over 4 minutes, and they have a deuce to talk about. Now, North Central only has a deuce, too. That's going to be a full timeout. So that's going to give us an opportunity to take a break, and we'll get back to hear Coach Margaret's reflections right after this timeout on Hope basketball.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope's stories of transformational impact.
Start for both teams, Dan Margaret says. We talked about how pretty and how nice, how much flow the first half had, and now it doesn't look like either team can throw it in Lake Michigan from Holland Pier.
Yeah, I think something we're seeing right now is from both teams is trying to get in the flow again, settle into the game, kind of like you see at the beginning of the game where everybody's trying to figure each other out, kind of get in the flow, get back into it. I feel like that's what we're doing the second half from both teams right now. We're 5 minutes in, but I feel like we're still trying to find the flow of the second half and find our identity to start out this second half.
North Central coming out with a little 2-3 zone that Marcus Werman beats with a left-handed dribble, and it's 46-42. Matt Hellwig. Top of the circle is Ethan. Now right side to Shea Couples. He dribbles, beats McKenzie. Nice secondary defense by Werman. Three-pointer rattles in. Boy, that is the members bounce, as the man with now 23 points is getting the ball to fall.
Yeah, Matt Hellwig, he is pretty good, I'd say.
I gotta believe, I don't know the league, but I gotta believe he's a contender for a CCIW Player of the Year award. Certainly a first-team all-league kind of guy. Marcus Werman working on John Blumeyer, and they forced a turnover. Werman thought he was fouled, but when you dribble into traffic like that, you're not probably going to get a lot of liberties from the officials, and it is a 7-point game, Margaret's.
Yeah, I think he was looking for Robert to kind of keep going on that cut underneath the hoop, and Robert stopped it, and Marcus thought he was still going, and that's where it was the errant pass right there.
A long three-pointer by Shea Couples comes up air, so back the other way come the Dutch on the right side. Right side is Nosek. He's hawked by Matt Hellwig. Werman to McKenzie. Left side, he's checked by Couples. Now TJ goes to work in the post. Little step back move. Pretty play, but boy, the ball is just not going in for the Dutch right now. And back the other way, they've got numbers. Secondary break. It's going to go to Matt Hellwig. And that is not good news for the Dutch, as Hellwig is up to 26. Dan Margaret's, we got to find an answer for that guy.
Yeah, he's putting up some big points today. I mean, North Central scored 8 points this half, which isn't a lot for 7 minutes in the game, but put that in perspective, Hope's only scored 4, so not a lot of points for Hope here in the second half. A lot of points for Matt Hellwig, though.
TJ McKenzie fearlessly puts up a 3 in the face of data that is not kind to us, as we are right now 7 for 24. Need a couple of big defensive stocks, maybe get this crowd into the game. Dribbling right side is Blumeyer. He's stopped by McKenzie, but a three-pointer by Ethan Hellwig. And if it's not one Hellwig, it's another, and we've got a 13-point game, and all of a sudden, Hope is facing a chasm of points between them and tying this game. 13-15 to go. We're going to take a break and assess when we come back. This is Hope Basketball. We are back at DeVos Fieldhouse, where we were actually quite optimistic coming back from halftime. Yeah, we were down by a 6, but we felt like we played pretty well. We just needed to make an answer for Hellwig. But it turns out we haven't shot well, and Matthew Hellwig has, and Dan Margaret's all of a sudden now down 13 with 13 to go. It's a whole different kind of strategy, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like you said, that 6-point lead at the half from North Central felt more like a 3-point lead, that we were going to be able to come out, Hope was going to be able to come out, make a good possession right away and kind of get right into that thing, and now it's kind of ballooned up, and Hope finds himself down by 13, and that's what prompted Coach Mitchell to call that timeout and kind of straighten the guys out a little bit, kind of get them back into Hope basketball, and we'll see what we can do out of this timeout.
I don't feel like they're getting poor shots. They're not overly defended, but they are not falling like I think we're used to seeing a Hope basketball team drop them.
Yeah, we haven't really taken any shots where you're like, ooh, why are we shooting that? It just hasn't gone in, so hopefully we can find the key to the lock.
There we go. Margaret's. He has spoken, a man with energy.
The words of wisdom.
The Sultan of Strength says we need the key to the lock. As Marcus Werman brings it across the timeline against pressure from Terrence Moncrief, who's making his first appearance in the second half. Devin Chaney into the game. DJ works on Nick Schmaltz, and he gets it to go. How do you do that? What a play by TJ.
Yeah, that's a great shot right there at TJ. Good athletic shot. He's a good athlete overall and really showed athleticism on that one.
TJ in double figures with 10. This is Brian Johnson, who leaves it up top for Schmaltz. Oh, nice, good backdoor pass. And TJ's going to get called for a foul. Actually, a good foul. If anything, I would have hit him a little harder to make sure it didn't go in. Mitch Lewis is going to go to the line. That's the second on TJ McKenzie. I think you got to take that foul early on here. We worked so hard to get that bucket, and you just can't give an easy layup back. At least make him earn it at the line. Mitch Lewis comes to the line. He's got 4 for the night. First one is good. Boy, smooth little stroke for the big man.
Yeah, that was very smooth. I actually just saw that myself. He does a couple bounces and swoosh. He doesn't think much. He just shoots it.
Left-handed, tickles the twine again, and another point for Mr. Lewis. He's sitting at 6. Good pressure by North Central, as Hope having to think about it as they come up. Dykehouse facing a bit of a double team. Now he gets it across. But it was deflected by Moncrief. Boy, Moncrief plays some good D out there, doesn't he? Number 10.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, out of that timeout that Coach Mitchell took, North Central came out and said, all right, we're going to do something too. And they put a lot more pressure on us. Full court press for the first time of the day. And now this. And the pressure has been tough from North Central on this possession.
Terrence Moncrief is going to get called for a hand check, and that's going to give Hope the ball as a baseline freezer. But I like Moncrief's game. Boy, he plays with energy. He's got good length to him. He's not super tall, but anticipates well. Triggered. Oh, Chaney found us. He found a hole, and he priced through it. Devin Chaney. Everyone just kind of fell asleep for North Central, something we haven't seen very much. And we're still looking at an 11-point deficit, but something to get happy about if you're a Dutchman.
Yeah, bring a little bit of energy back into the DeVos Fieldhouse. So
left side is Nick Schmaltz. who leaves it for Johnson. Back to Schmold, who's checked by Dykehouse. Right side is Lewis. Lewis working on Cheney. Nice little footwork, and he puts up the left-hander. He's a left-hander. We saw him shoot his free throws, and he got another one. He's up to 8.
Yeah, and he was the guy at the beginning of the game where wasn't in the roster, and shoot, everybody knows who he is now.
Just say, yeah, coach, you didn't put me in the roster. Put me in, I'll show you what I can do. Nice back door to Nosek from Dykehouse, and it's back to an 11-point deficit, 59-48. Hope needs a couple of defensive. They showed they've loosened up a little bit on offense, haven't they, Margaret?
Yeah. So let's hopefully we can get a good stop right here, and Hope can go down and cut this lead down in single digits.
And they're guys that aren't necessarily, when you look at that lineup, other than TJ, they're not like guys who are known necessarily for their offense, and they're making it happen. Here's three-pointer from TJ. Can't get it to go, but a putback.
Yeah, let's go.
Harris Hawkins, the senior, with a nice heady play. Boy, that's just great instinct.
Yeah, that was a big putback from Harris and got the DeVos Fieldhouse clapping and a little bit more energy in here. And 9-point game, 10 minutes to go. Let's feed off it and see what happens.
Harris Hawkins checking hard. Nick Schmold taking him way out. Hope extending their defense. Look at that. That's nice. You like that, don't you, strength and conditioning coach?
Yep, sure do.
Dykehouse all over Matt Hellwig. And TJ strips him on the shot attempt. He's going 1-on-2. He leaves it for Hawkins, who can't get it to go. He puts it back. It's good. And he's fouled. Harris Hawkins making a rare appearance. And Margaret, that's the kind of muscle you like to see inside.
Big time, especially from a guy like Harris, been around 4 years and getting 4 points here just in the last minute. So potentially a 5th point right here. This is huge. A lot of energy right now. It's a 7-point game, and Hope's clawed its way back into this thing.
You love to see it from guys who aren't always in there when they're scoring. You know, you got Hawkins and you got Nosek, and this is great.
Yeah, these bench points are huge right now.
Can't get it to fall on the free throw. But we're looking at a 7-point deficit, way better than we had at 13 when Coach Mitch called the timeout. So they've cut it, and they just need to keep crawling back and keep the energy high. This is Moncrief, who earned his living on the defensive side. Now he's taking over on the point guard responsibilities. Now it's Schmolt. He's trapped underneath, but they do release it back. And oh boy, in the hands of Hellwig, I wonder what he'll do. He puts it up from 17, and he gets it to fall with 2 people up on him. And it's 61-52. And a turnover the other way, an unforced error, but a good defensive play by Harris Hawkins.
Yeah, Hope's just got to settle down right now. A lot of errant moves, and he's got to calm down, breathe a second, and then put up a shot. That was a shot you don't like to see.
Yeah, probably wanted one more pass there, but credit Hope. But back the other way, credit North Central as they get it on the secondary break to Jeff Hemmelgarn. And we are back to an 11-point lead.
Yeah, North Central's done a good job of keep us in check, where got down to 7-point lead for them, and they just kind of stepped up their defense and got their points. But
Dykehouse was wide open, and he fooled Moncrief to the point where he fell to the ground, and it almost looked like he twisted his ankle a little bit, but he is going to stay in, and we're going to play on. But that was a huge one, as we're now down to 8.
Huge shot right there out of Clayton. Breaks his ankles and makes the basket.
Guess who's got the answer over here, Margarets? It's Matt Hellwig, who has now hung 30 on the Dutch. They have extended their lead back to 10, and North Central is going to call a timeout. So we will take a break. Mr. Steve Secor, bring us some good words, and we'll be back with more Hope basketball.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformation.
3 points for the North Central Cardinals. After that, Dan Margaret's, it's Mr. Lewis, the man not in the book, with 8. It has been the Matt Helwig show, and he is the reason why the Cardinals are up over the Dutchman by 10.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's carrying the load for North Central. He's got 30 points with 8.5 to go. I mean, he could be putting up a 50-point game. Kudos to him, because 50 points is legit. Hope College does not want to see that, though.
And it's not like he's been unguarded.
No, he's been taking some contested shots, some deep shots, and he's been getting them to fall.
Clayton Dykehouse cannot get the 3 to fall this time. It would be great to get him back in rhythm. And TJ, neither one of them has shot as well as we're normally seeing them. Credit to the North Central defense, but Hope a little cold looking at the stats on 3-point shots. 8 for 27, 29.6%. Half a step better by North Central. They're 8 for 22 at 36%. Here's an air ball. Helwig wanted contact, didn't get it. Back the other way. Hope with a chance to cut into this lead. Quillen from 3, can't get it to go. And the shooting woes continue for the Dutch, as for the entire their entire field goal percentage is not as bad, 42.3. It'll go down a little bit after that. And that time, it is John Blumeyer who created space between Dykehouse and himself, and it is now a 12-point lead. And eventually, Margaret, the clock is going to become an enemy of the Dutchman.
I mean, Hope's down by 12 with about 7 minutes to go, and kind of that last possession, Clayton knows he has 3 fouls, and he had to give a little bit of space because he didn't want to draw that 4th foul. So some of you also got to be thinking about here in these final 7 minutes is foul trouble for Clayton Dykehouse.
A clean game in terms of team fouls, only 3 for North Central and 2 for Hope. Here's Hawkins, low post to Quillen. Nice footwork as he steps in, and he beats Hemmelgram on the up and under. We're still down by 10. Here's Hawkins, just got the best compliment he could ever have. I don't know if you heard that, Margaret, from the bench. He can shoot it, he can shoot it. Good compliment to Mr. Hawkins, who's played great today. Driving on Dykehouse is Blumeyer, but Dykehouse comes up with the better end of that, kept with him and forced to miss, and so it'll come back the other way. TJ looking to score, drives, cannot get past Ethan Helwig, so they go back down to Quillen, but he has to kick it back out. TJ will jack from 25, and he hits it. What a basket by TJ McKenzie.
Big shot, put this game back into single digits. 7-point game with 6 minutes to go, much more manageable here. So let's see what North Central does after that.
Who was saying clock was the enemy? What broadcaster doesn't know basketball? And a turnover the other way. Clayton Dykehouse is fouled as he brings it up hard. And he's fouled by John Blumeyer. And words to the official from Shea Couples. And that's going to put Clayton Dykehouse at the line with a chance to cut it to 5. Who'd have thought it just 2 minutes ago?
Yeah, these are big free throws right here out of Clayton, which he's the guy that would hope wants to be shooting the ball at the free throw line, shooting about 90% on the year. So
all triggered by the defense. Good stop there by Clay, and then another one in the post.
Good defense leads to good offense, that's for sure.
Ryan Johnson will come in after the Dykehouse make. And Harris Hawkins will come off to a nice round of applause by his teammates and the crowd. And let's see who came in. Werman, I believe, came in his stead. And Dykehouse looking to complete it. And we are down to 5. Margaret's, we got a ball game. Blumeyer now being checked by his number mate, Marcus Werman. A pair of 1s out near the division line. Dykehouse all over Couples. Now it's Blumeyer, and they threw it away, but it was just tipped off. Heady play by McKenzie. It was just always distracting. You know, he was an offensive power in football, but boy, he certainly knows how to play. I bet he was a good high school defensive player.
Yeah, TJ just a good overall athlete, I'd say.
3-point attempt is faked by Couples, but he keeps now has the dribble. He's got Werman on him, trying to draw contact, and good no call that time. And did the shot get off in time? It did. It's loose on the floor and picked up by Werman. Couples tried to draw off contact, but he was out of control as the clock running out. And that was good defense by Quillen, I thought. I'm not completely unbiased, but I thought that was a good no call.
I think that was a good no call as well.
Try to be as fair as I can. Here's Dykehouse. Clay lets it go from 23. Can't get it to go, and it's rebounded by Hellwig. Boy, that would have been nice, but we still got 5 minutes to go. Only down by 5. We were singing the blues just 3 minutes ago. Timeout by North Central. They'll try to gather themselves. They enjoyed a 13-point lead at one point. It has been whittled to 5, and we are going to take. We'll let Mr. Secor bring us 30 seconds of his best material, and we'll be back in 30 seconds with more Hope basketball.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
Margaret, you remember the first time we met on the phone? You probably don't remember because you didn't have a name with a face.
I remember talking to you on the phone when I was in Tennessee still, but I had no idea what you looked like.
You were a candidate for the job, and I seem to recall very vividly you had great passion and energy for your craft.
For sure, energy juice.
And you have not lost that, and we are better for it. We appreciate all that you do for us at Hope.
Thank you much. This is about year number 7, so I've been here 7 years already. Feels like I've been here 2.
Well, you're one of the reasons that we are much better than we were 7 years ago, because we did not have a strength and conditioning coach. And we are grateful for your work. And your work goes largely unnoticed, mostly because a lot of it happens at 05:30 and no one else is awake. So I want to thank you and everyone listening. If you're a follower of Hope Sports, the man to my left is one of the reasons why we exude and exhibit competitive excellence on a regular basis. So thank you, Dan Margaret's. Can't get that one to fall. You're not the shooting coach, so I'm not going to blame you for that, as we can't get that ball to fall.
Yeah, there's sometimes I'll come out here and get shots up with the guys, and Coach Mitchell walks in and sees me shoot, and he just shakes his head because he knows I'm not a shooter.
I'll tell you who was a shooter on that one was Brian Johnson, a man you didn't suspect, and he's extended this lead to 8. Boy, that was a tough one for the Dutch, because now we're under 4 with an 8-minute, but TJ's going to try to answer, and he hits it. TJ, who has not shot as well as he's wanted to, hits it when he most needed it.
Yeah, that was a good answer from North Central out of the timeout to get that 3, but there was a great answer again by TJ to reply to that one with his own 3.
Big players make big plays at big times, and it's now Brian Johnson. Oh, they get it in the post to Hedwig. He's stripped by Dykehouse, and it's picked up by McKenzie. What a defensive effort by Clayton Dykehouse. Magician-like strip. And he cleans the 30-point Hellwig of the ball, and Hope with a chance with 3:18 to go, down by 5. TJ in one of his friendly spots on the right side. He's going to let it go again. Just short, but he's going to get the ball back. Another 20 seconds on the shot clock. Left side, Dykehouse working on Couples. Werman with 8 on the shot clock, and he's going to get called for an offensive foul. And that will be a turnover, as that will be the first foul on Marcus Werman. And that was probably pretty good defense. And Hope will now, with under 3, have to get another big defensive stop.
Yeah, that was a good defensive stop from North Central right there, because Hope was coming down, looking to tighten that lead down to maybe a 3-point lead for North Central. And North Central has stepped up their defense and kept it at 5.
Pair of ones going at it at half court, Blumeyer and Werman. Wermeyer now leaves it to a double one, Shea Couples. They switch on defense. They leave it for Mitch Lewis. Mitch Lewis driving on Quillen, and he beats him on an up and under. Nice play by Mitch Lewis, who has entered double-figure land, and it is now 7. Hope needs a bucket here.
Yeah, this is a big possession for Hope College right now. It's 7-point lead for North Central. We're looking to slim that down right here, closing in under 2 minutes to go.
Wiggering's been back in the last couple minutes. And there's a block. Oh, and they called it just before. Marcus Werman wanted the active shooting. It looked like he had maybe begun his shooting motion, but that will indeed not be the case, and so it will just be a throw-in. I'd almost rather have him hold the whistle and take the bucket right here. 72-65. Wigerink trying to get free. Quillen screening McKenzie. He gets the ball. Quillen, good defense by Lewis. Dykehouse against the larger Lewis, and we got a hold call as the smaller statured Shea Couples is doing what he can on Gabe Quillen, but he didn't. The only thing he could do is kind of bear hug him, and that's going to be the 16th foul, only the first on Couples. Need a bucket, Margaret. Time's running out.
Yeah, time's ticking down here. North Central's holding their own, and Hope's got to figure something out here and get some points on the board.
TJ working from the low post. He can't get it, but Tanner Wigerink with the putback. TJ McKenzie made a great move, and a heady play by Tanner Wigerink cuts it to 5. That is going to be a full timeout. We got a $1:58 to go. The Dutch trail by 5. We'll be back with the end of this one. You're watching Hope Basketball.
In a Hope Forward model, every student who comes through the doors of Hope College would have their tuition 100% covered.
Probably happens in football too, Margaret's. You know, with Schoonveld and for an even longer time having Thomas out, had really a chance for some of these guys to grow. You always want to come out with a win, but you got to believe you're going to come out on the better side of that when you get to full strength again.
Yeah, that's something big about, especially with the past 4 or 5 games with Evan and a couple guys being injured and these young guys getting this playing time. It's going to be big going into the second half of the season because that's when conference play happens and it's all starting over all again. So it's going to be nice to have Evan back, and plus these young guys didn't have the experience to step in and play when they need to.
But we want to win tonight.
Got to win. We got to win everything.
Back the other way come the North Central Cardinals. Werman checking Blumeyer, keeping the dribble alive. He'll come over to the right side now. Leave it for Couples. Werman switches and gets to him, and we're going to have a foul on Quillen. Actually, not a bad call there, as Mitch Lewis got Quillen on his hip and was going to be able to drop step for probably an easy basket, but instead it's just a team foul and a throw in. So heady play by Quillen there, as he only has 2 fouls.
Yeah, I think something we're going to see on North Central is going to be using as much clock as they can each possession.
How about Gabe Quillen on that one, Margaret? Coach Figueroa is furious that it was forced up, but that's just a good defensive check. But it's stolen back by Lewis. Well, they both traded defensive stops, and the one by Lewis ends up with a basket, and it is now a 7-point lead. Quillen to Werman. Werman's going to let it go from 3, and he hits it. Marcus Werman with 14, and it couldn't come at a better time, and we're down to 4, but we're a minute to play.
Under a minute, going to see a lot more pressure from this defense from Hope because its time is against us right now.
And Hope only has 14 fouls, and so when they want to send North Central to the line, they're going to have to get a couple of quickies. This is Lewis, who leaves it for Hellwig. We've done a little bit better on him the last few minutes, haven't we? And he stepped on the line. Brian Johnson stepped on the line, and Hope's going to get a break.
Big turnover right there.
Credit the defense. They were stretching it out. As you stretch out the defense, the guys need to get wider, and that's going to be a turnover. Marcus Werman's going to head back the other way. Wiggerink, McKenzie, Quillen, Dykehouse, and Werman. Werman wanted to check it again. He wisely holds up. I think we can get a better one than that. He drives, fake, puts it up. Marcus Werman fakes the three, does the crossover dribble and gets the deuce, and we are down to 2. Margaret, we're back in it.
Huge. Crazy turn of events right there. Hope's got the good defense. North Central had a little bit of a lack of court awareness on that line, and Hope came down and made it pay for it. 2-point game with 22.8 to go, and North Central is always kind of looking up at the clock, looking at the scoreboard now, thinking, holy cow, what's happening? We are just up by 7, and now it's 2.
So they've only got 14 fouls. The first 2 aren't going to count. I mean, Hope, this isn't exact. You'd rather be North Central than Hope right now, Dan Margaret's, but you just got to wonder. Neither one of us coached a minute of basketball in our lives, but if you want to send them to the line, you got to get busy with whacking them, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, the shot clock's going to be off, so it's going to be, we're going to have to get some quick fouls, and we're going to try to send them to the line. But at the same time, you got to think about who are you going to foul, because you don't want to foul. I mean, I'm not going to foul old Hellwig because he's going to put up a couple more points. So you got to figure out who you're going to foul once they do get into the points. So.
Well, Brian Johnson on the season coming into tonight was hitting 91, so you don't want to foul 90. You don't want to foul 44. As you said, you don't want to foul Matt Hellwig. He's sitting at 86, as is Shea Couples. And then it drops off a little bit with John Blumeyer at 74 and Ethan Hellwig at 73. So it's not surprising to know all those guys are out there right now.
Yeah, I think North Central put in some of their best free throw shooters, and they're just hoping to hang on to this thing and come out and go back to Illinois with a win. By the same time, Hope College is trying to get the win to go into Christmas break feeling good.
So Dykehouse, Werman, Wiggerink, Quillen, and McKenzie, all of them good defenders. North Central looking for it, and they're going to have to call a timeout. Good defense by the Dutch, as they will force Hope to, force North Central to call a timeout. It'll be a full timeout. We're going to take a break, and Mr. Secor will bring you what might be our last good word of the day, and we'll be back with more Hope basketball.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope's stories of transformational impact.
Welcome back to the DeVos Fieldhouse. We are coming to you from DeVette Van Wieren Court, one of 2 gyms here at the DeVos, the other one being the Robert D. Young Court for volleyball. North Central is going to try to inbound it again, and this time they do, and they are able to get loose, but Nosek with a quick and wise foul. It looks like Coach Mitch has decided if they don't get a steal right away, we got to foul, and I think that's a good move, because now that's only the 5th team, and nobody out here right now other than Clay has any kind of foul trouble. He's got 3, so there are other guys who can give the fouls. Now it's going to be a sideline throw in right in front of the Hope bench, and again gets loose, and TJ is able to use some of his football skill to extend there and get teams foul number 6. So the next one will send North Central to the line, and hoping that some of these dead-eye free throw shooters are not as dead-eye here in Holland, Michigan. And it's going to be Nosek again, and that's going to be with 17.4 to go. And finally, Hope College is going to have a chance to get the ball back. A little offensive, defensive substitution here. as Quillen is going to come in. So it's Dykehouse, Werman, Quillen, Wiggering, and McKenzie. Substitution for North Central is going to be Nick Schmoltz. Need a miss here, Margaret.
For sure. I mean, if he makes 2 of these, that makes it a little bit tough for Hope College. Makes 1 out of 2, and I mean, we'll be okay.
And he missed the front end, and back the other way. Hope with a chance to tie.
Tie or win. Here we go.
And that is a technical foul on a flop call.
Ooh.
A gutty call by the official, and that is exactly what it is. The first one is a warning, the second one is a technical foul, and that's going to put Hope at the line and give them the ball back. You couldn't draw it up any better.
Wow, crazy last 30 seconds of this game. I mean, that technical's huge. Clayton's going to get a shot right here. Hope potentially could only be down by 1 point with under 10 seconds to go. So,
well, that's exactly the right call in that case. I suppose you could call a block, but there really wasn't any contact, and you can't call a contact foul if there's no contact. So Clayton Dykehouse hits the first. It's I think what I used to know this when I'm now a high school official. That would be a Class B technical, so that's only 1, but hey, we will take it because we got a 1-point game now.
Yeah, 1 point's a lot better feeling than 2 because now a layup can win this game.
And we got weapons out there. Everybody on the floor can score, and we got good rebounders. Werman with the ball. We're under 5. We got to do something. He finds a spot. He puts it up, and he can't get it to go. And there's no call. And the crowd and the bench is very disappointed as Marcus Werman thought he drew contact, and there is no call. And North Central gets away from Holland, Michigan on their way home to Naperville with a heartbreaking 1-point defeat, one point victory, a heartbreaker for the Hope College Flying Dutchman, who battled valiantly all the way down to the end and had a chance to win and came up 1 point short. What an exciting game, Dan Margaret's.
Yeah, that was a great game from the start to the finish. Highs and lows for both teams in that game, and came down to a good finish at the end. I mean, Coach Mitchell wanted it to go a different way with maybe a foul call, and North Central was happy that there was no call, so play stands 74-73. North Central's getting the dub.
This has been a lot of fun. Like I said at the beginning, Margaret, I was looking forward to this all day. I've never really hung out with you, but I hope you had fun. I hope you'll come back and run with me again.
Always a good time, that's for sure.
For Dan Margaret's, my name is Scott Vanderstoop. We appreciate you joining us for what was a terrifically exciting Hope College men's basketball game. They are in action again next week here at the DeVos on the 29th. We hope you will join us either online or in person. We got plenty of seats. We want to thank Mr. Phil Blau, who ran everything flawlessly on the camera. Thank you, Phil, if you got your earpiece in. We appreciate your words. And the man sitting in the executive director chair, deeply ensconced in the recesses of DeVos Fieldhouse, Mr. Steve Secor. Thank you. My Ed McMahon, thank you for making us sound better than we deserve on this brisk and crisp Holland evening. We have really enjoyed our time together, and we appreciate your viewership and support, and we hope that you will join us again for more Hope College basketball.
Thank you.